Hello everyone, Coach Carol with you again. And today is January 6th and it's time for tip number 6. And today's tip is all about how do you verify the facts about the data you've gathered for your ancestor. How do you make sure that what you have researched is accurate? There are many ways you can do that. But the first is knowing where to go. When I do my research, I sometimes think of the questions that I've asked of a person and go with their first instincts and look for that information in the databases that are available to you, such as Ancestry and Find My Past, or Scotland's People, which is the latest one I've been delving into. So you're going to look for birth, death, marriage, and other information using original documentation if you can. Don't rely on someone else's tree that says so and so in your ancestral line was born on this date or married on that date. Go and find out for yourself. Find the information in the original primary sources. In my research today, I came across this blog article from Ancestral Findings, which gave us 5 ways to tell if your genealogy research is accurate. I'll put the link to this at the bottom of the video today. It begins by saying that there's a lot of guesswork and uncertainty in genealogy, and sometimes people may have put the wrong information in the records. For example, in census returns, sometimes the date of birth for the person is not accurate. There are even mistakes made on tombstones, apparently, where people get some of the data incorrect, such as the birth date. There's a lot of room for human error. So they give these 5 pointers, 5 clues to verifying your facts. And the first one is one that I like the most. It says you have found the same information in more than one set of records. For example, if you find the same names of parents or birth date or any other type of information for an ancestor in the birth and death certificates, old newspapers, wills, and military records, use all of those to verify that you have the right person. Number 2, your research matches the research of other people. That was true for me only recently when I was finding other people who are investigating the family line for myself and looking at what they had in their records and matching that up with what I have. My biggest find for that in my paternal line was to find the Guild of One Name Studies, and someone in my family, a cousin twice removed I think, has already done a great deal of research on our line of the family, so I could match up my information with his. Number 3, you can reverse engineer someone else's work. I don't quite understand that, and I had to read it quite carefully. And I'll read some of it to you. Those big genealogy books of the 19th century were notorious for containing mistakes. And many of them come with annotations in the form of footnotes and endnotes as to where the author got the information. It's those that you can use to go and verify the work. Go to the source that they have listed. Be assured that your research is on the right track. Number 4, look for confirmation for your wild assumptions. And that was true for me this week when I was researching the McCulloch clan, and we had made some assumptions about how many children there were in this family until I went to do more research to find out if perhaps there were some children who did not survive. So that primary record, the death of an infant, really cemented the importance of that step, looking for confirmation. And the final, the ultimate in verifying information is to get DNA evidence. DNA resources are huge, and you can also use those testing results to find cousins who are possibly still alive with whom you can meet up or communicate. So if you've got a chance of finding someone else in your ancestors' lines, then use these 5 steps to verify that you have found the right person. Now, I have, of course, some information and resources for you, and today I thought I'd bring to the desk this little book that I created a couple of years ago now as an ebook, and recently developed it as a print-based book. And this is the Devon Kinkeeper, where I used some of those techniques to verify the data that had been collected by my great-great-uncle, who was researching the Allery tree and thought that he had a claim to the inheritance of a large estate in London. He was incorrect, and I have sifted through all the evidence using original data from the old parish register books and newspapers of the time in the 1920s when he was researching, and came up with my own story of the Devon Kinkeeper. So one way or another, by verifying the facts, you will have built quite a story for your ancestors, and you'll be able to preserve your family history.